Target scan phase is on. Mail open. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go! Mail open! Go! Crush it! Way to go, Julian. Way to go,
we're back to YouTube for another video. Today's video is at the 2023 Wales to River XC mountain biking race. So I entered into this race this past weekend in Reston, Virginia. This is my third year doing this race. It was in 2021 and 2022. And yeah, just wanted to show how the race went. This race, of course, is put on by EX2 Adventures. It's always a great time, always very well run. So I just had on my action camera today to show you guys, kind of how the race went, how I was feeling throughout the entire thing. So this video just kind of has some highlights. I won't show the entire race. I'll just show some highlights of how the race went. So here you can see the start. That start is always brutal, going up the gravel hill. But then we kind of make our way down to the single track, which you'll see momentarily. So this race was pretty interesting for me this year because this was actually my first trail ride of the entire year, which is pretty surprising, to start your first race as your first trail ride. Pretty much the reason that happened is mainly because I've actually been in the pool a lot, swimming, getting back into swimming. So I've been taking swimming lessons for the past 3 months, going to the pool twice a week. So I really haven't had much time to ride my bike. I've done a few rides this year on pavement, just in the Washington, D.C. area. You guys have seen those videos before. But I really had not had the chance to get out to any trails. I put on my bike rack like the day before this race and, drove out here to Reston, Virginia, to Lake Fairfax to compete in this race. So this race is pretty much, just kind of like a training ride, just kind of for fun. Definitely had a good time. The weather was perfect. Definitely some good competition. Yeah, I mean, definitely performed how I would expect. Not having done any trail riding for the year up until this point, so I was definitely happy with my performance. Pretty much, I just really focused on trying to not go out that fast. Because if I knew I went out too fast, I would definitely be feeling it later in the race. So I really just tried to kind of relax for at least like the first half mile or mile of the race. So I did my best to do that, to try and hold back some, and then for the latter half I tried to pick up the pace a little bit more. So yeah, I mean, I think between swimming, running, the few rides that I did do, my body felt pretty good throughout the race. I actually finished slower than last year, but faster than the first time I did the race. The exact same course every year, which is to be expected. I mean, not having done any trail riding, my technical skills were a little bit rusty, but all things considered, I think I did pretty well. So there were definitely some technical sections of the course this year that I did not even make it over, that I did make it over, in previous years. So you guys might see some of that in the race. But yeah, I mean, Lake Fairfax is definitely, pretty nice course. It's probably not my favorite course, but it's pretty nice. Fairly flat, just some small ups and downs here and there, but a ton of roots, a good amount of rocks as well. So, as you can see, I'm riding the same bike that I was riding in the 2021 video I put up of this same race. So this is my 2020 Trek Excalibur 8. It's an aluminum hardtail with 100 millimeters of suspension in the front, and of course no suspension in the rear. I've made a few upgrades for the past few years, so most of the drivetrain is now SRAM GX Eagle. I put new tires on it. I'm running Maxxis Aspens 2.25, tubeless of course. What else I do? Put a dropper post on there, put some new grips on there, have my bike computer. And that's, one of the other things that I kind of realized during this race is a dropper post is actually not necessary whatsoever. I mean, I did use it from time to time because I had it on there, but this course, there's no super steep downhills, And if you know how to get your weight behind your seat, it's really not necessary for this course. Probably could have saved some weight by not even having that. But I've had this dropper post on my bike for quite some time, so I just kind of left it on there. But yeah, what else can I say? Yeah, I mean, the race was sold out, so there's definitely a lot of competition. I guess I forgot to mention, I did the 1-lap race again this year, which is 7 miles. You can do either the 1-lap, 2-lap, or 3-lap race. But, since this was my first trail ride, I figured I would just do the 1-lap race. Thinking of doing another race in June. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a longer race, and then I also signed up for a race in September. So I'll definitely have some more opportunities to race this year. Yeah, I mean, definitely a fun course. You can see there's a bunch of creek crossings. There's like 4 or 5 creek crossings. So definitely fun, but of course then your wheels and tires get wet. So when you're trying to go for rocks, you're kind of slipping and sliding all over the place. But yeah, finished the course in about 48 minutes this year. I did get top 10 for the men's open class. I was, I think, 10th overall. So pretty good competition. I think for the 1-lap race in total, there was like over 100 people, but they started us in waves. So they started like the 1900s first, then the male open, and like the male 40 and 50 and single speed and so on and so forth. So I passed a few of the male 19 under riders. Some of them are actually super fast. I didn't catch all of them. And then I was also passed by a few guys in the male open class and also in like the male 40 and 50 class. Yeah, I mean, I guess one other thing I'll mention, I think I said this in 2021, is I definitely see the benefit of having a full suspension bike even for cross-country races. Even if you do get one that's slightly heavier than a hardtail counterpart, I think having that rear suspension and that extra compliance just soaks up those bumps and it doesn't shake you around as much, so you're not just like wasting energy constantly having to stand up. Because of course with a hardtail you can't really pedal and sit down over roots and bumps. So this trail has a decent amount of roots, so I was constantly standing and sitting and standing and sitting. So having a full suspension bike, I think is definitely a big plus for cross-country races. And obviously the pro riders have definitely realized this as well. So I think the vast majority of pro riders are riding full suspension bikes, anywhere from 60 to 120 millimeters of travel, front and rear, for cross-country courses. So hopefully I'll upgrade my bike soon.
You alright?
I'm kind of eyeing Trek Top Fuel. That would be a nice bike. Thought about the Super Caliber, but that's definitely strictly a cross-country bike. So I think the Top Fuel would have a little bit more compliance. So as you can see there, I think one of the 19 under kids crashed right before that creek crossing. I just asked if he was okay. He said yes. And I think I saw him at the finish line, so he definitely finished the race. Yeah, I mean, this is not really a a sanctioned sort of race. It's kind of just open to anyone. So there's definitely a wide variety of skill sets. People who show up to this race. So there could be people who I don't know, almost pro riders, and then people who might be here it's their first time racing for the first time. So I kind of just say that to say people do take it seriously, but this race is not the end of the world. So when I was passing people, I would always say have a good ride, or if I saw someone who had an issue, I would just ask if they're okay. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely nice to keep cross-country mountain bike racing respectful. When you're passing someone, just let them know you're passing, and if someone is passing you, just let them pass. I mean, there's no reason to block someone in or anything like that. So yeah, I think here we are nearing the finish line, probably in the last mile or two, and I definitely knew that I was getting close to the finish line. Having raced this same course twice before, I did, remember the course a little bit, so I knew that I was definitely nearing the finish line here, so I tried to pick up the pace some. And yeah, this last portion of the course is pretty fun. It's pretty flowy, some fast downhill sections, but also some technical sections as well. So I think there's a creek crossing coming up here, which is pretty gnarly. If you had went right back there's like a steep drop off, and then there's these like muddy climbs out of these creek crossings. I feel like as the day went on, those muddy portions probably got even worse for people racing later in the day for the 2-lap and 3-lap races. So here's the final kind of descent to the finish line. I knew I was close. I was trying to pick up the speed. I don't think anyone is directly behind me here, but I knew I wasn't going to let anyone pass me now, being so close to the finish line. So yeah, just on this gravel hill down to the last portion of single track. And I remember in my 2021 video, I forgot that this single track was actually on the course. I definitely remember this year. So instead of going left, we go right into this last portion of single track. And down we go to the last sprint to the finish. So that's all for this year. Again, this is 2023 Rails to River XC mountain biking race. Just wanted to show some highlights from my experience. Definitely be making some more videos throughout the summer of me riding and doing different races. So I'll catch you all on the next video.